Hi everyone, I'm Cheryl and welcome to the Sewing Room channel. I'm going to demonstrate 3 different ways you can make a zipper pouch. One has the zipper in the middle, another one the zipper on the end, and then this one is kind of in the middle and the end. It's kind of a funky little bag. Okay, let's get started. For each of the pouches, you're going to need to cut 2 pieces of fabric. One will be on the inside, one on the outside, so they can be exactly the same fabric or they can be 2 different prints. And so therefore you need 2 and you'll need 1 interfacing. And the interfacing that I am using is Pellon mid to heavyweight interfacing number 93110. You can use any fusible interfacing you want. So on this one there's beads of glue on one side, and then on the other side it's smooth. So you can make your little pouches basically any size you want. So what I like to do when it comes to the interfacing, I actually like to cut it smaller than the size of my fabric. And that way that your seams won't get too bulky. So let's say you cut a 6 by 8 inch piece of fabric, you could cut your interfacing 5.5 by 7.5. Then you're going to place the glue side down on the back. This is the front of the fabric, the pretty side. So you're going to put it on the back, the not so pretty side. Your package will tell you to place a damp cloth over the top, use a hot iron with steam, and place that iron down. Keep it in place for 10, 12, 15 seconds. Lift and do it again until you have all of it covered. Now there are many different ways you can sew these pouches. So I'm just going to show you a very basic, very simple method of making these. So now take your other piece of fabric and you're going to bring back side against the interfacing on the other fabric. So now you can see both pretty sides of the fabric. Then you're going to either serge your edges if you have a serger, or you're going to do a sewing machine overcast stitch. So this is a serged edge. This is what it looks like. On your sewing machine, you will have a stitch that may or may not look like this. If you're not sure which are your overcast stitches, always refer to your user's manual. It'll have it all listed in there. If you don't have any special overcast stitches, then of course do a zigzag stitch. And then you want to have at least 1/4 inch wide seam. On your serger, the seam is already stitched. So I have serged all of my edges. So now you're ready to put the zipper on. So I'm going to take my shorter edge here, which is this edge. Remember, you can cut this any size you want, doesn't matter. So, and you want to make sure whatever zipper you select is wider, because we're going to be cutting some of this zipper off. So right now I have the zipper front side up. In other words, the zipper pull is up here on top. So I'm going to push that zipper pull out of the way. I'm going to take the edge of my fabric, and you want to take whatever fabric you want for the outside of the pouch. You want it face down. Go across the zipper and lay it here, and just center it in between the ends of your zipper. So there it is like that. Then you want to take your zipper foot and put it on your machine. Here are some zipper presser feet. It may look like this one. This is called a narrow one, and this is a wider one. Either one of these is going to work. So if your zipper foot looks like this, you've got 2 different sides. You can attach it to your machine. So I'm going to attach it to this bar right here. Then you want to make sure that your needle is set and moved over from center all the way towards your left side as you face the machine. On this one, there's only one place to attach it to your machine right there, but you still want to move that needle way over towards your left side. Now, I advise you to place a few pins to hold it in place for you, or if you have clips, you can also clip the pieces together. So I'm going to start at this end. I'm going to place my zipper foot along here. Remember, your needle should be closest to the side of the zipper presser foot where the teeth are. So my teeth are on this side. And you're going to back stitch and then stitch all the way down. Remove your pins as you go. And then when you get down here, you back stitch again. After stitching, then open it up like this, and then finger press it down. Then put it back in your machine, put your zipper foot back on, and then you're going to top stitch right along this edge. So when you're done stitching, this is what it should look like across this edge. Now take it and fold the other edge, going past the zipper teeth and putting it on this side. And line it up. Go ahead and place some pins to hold, and then you're going to stitch right along here like you did on the other side. So after stitching it down, now you want to turn it front side out, or pretty side out. Now you want to unzip it all the way. And then open it up like this. Finger press this edge down. And then top stitch right along here. Now you want to close your zipper just part of the way. Now remember, on all three versions, your zipper is put in the same way, no matter which of the versions you're going to stitch together. So now I'm going to show you how to finish one of these up the easiest way. This is really simple to do. And if you wanted to make this version, I cut my fabric 6 inches by 8 inches. This next step is optional. Oftentimes you will see little loops on a coin pouch or little zipper pouch so that you can hang a key ring on it. And there's 3 different ways you can do this. You can use 1/4 inch wide ribbon. You can use narrow bias tape. This is what it is it's folded several times, and then you would stitch it closed. So you'd cut off whatever length you want and stitch the edges closed. If you don't have access to any of that, you can take a piece of scrap fabric about 1 1/4, 1.5 inch wide by maybe 2.5 inches, and you fold the edges in towards the center and press with your iron. Fold again and press, and then stitch the edge closed. So on this one, I'm going to place that little loop here. So turn this over, and you're going to fold the loop in half, put it on the edge, and just do a quick little stitch. Doesn't need to be real fancy. It's just enough to hold it in place. So it's right here in the center. So now that you've put your loop on, now you want to turn it to where the inside is out. Now bring the zipper right over that loop in the center, and I would recommend that you put pins to hold it in place on each side. And then, and again, of course, pin this side. Then you're going to stitch across here. So you're going to back stitch, come to the zipper, back stitch over your zipper, come down here and back stitch. Now, because it's a plastic zipper, it's easy to stitch right over this. Do not use a metal zipper. Now come to the other end and repeat that step, stitching across here. The last step is to cut the excess zipper off at each end. Now you can use scissors, and I'm using old scissors and I've marked them zipper. You don't want to use your really good zippers on this, so you can use that. Or this is a really old rotary cutting blade. So this is the easiest for me. So I'm using an old blade, and you're just going to go along and cut it right off. Then of course go to the other side and cut it off. Then reach inside and turn it front side out. And then make sure you reach inside and poke your corners out, and then this is what it looks like when it's all done. All right, here's the second version. Again, the zipper is put in exactly the same way, but this time I've cut my fabrics 6 inches by 12 inches. Then you, of course, make sure that zipper is open. And then at this end, I took ribbon this time, and it's about, like I said, 2.5 inch length ribbon, fold it in half, and just do a little temporary stitch right across here. Then turn it front side out. Now take it and fold it to where the zipper is at one end like this. So you have the zipper teeth on the fold. And you can go ahead and place some pins here on the edges to hold them together. Then you're going to stitch on each side. So always back stitch up here, and then when you get to the bottom, back stitch, and then do the same thing over here. So after stitching both sides, then you want to go ahead and trim the excess zipper off on each side. Now go in through the opening and begin turning it front side out. And then when you're done, this is what it should look like. Now here is the third version. Again, remember the zipper is put in exactly the same way. So now on this one, I've got the front of my fabric facing out, the pretty side that I want to show on the outside. Now, here's the zipper, it's open, turn it over. And this time I've cut a piece of bias tape that's maybe 8 inches long. Again, you can cut this any length you want. Just decided to make it longer. And I'm going to put it right here in the center, and then stitch through one layer just to hold it temporarily in place. So after you have your loop stitched in place, then you want to turn it to where the inside of the bag is facing out. And then place the zipper in the middle and go ahead and stitch across the top here, doing all of the back stitches that are necessary. So after this edge is stitched, now you want to go to the opposite end, and we're going to fold it differently. So now you're going to take it, fold it right there in the middle of the zipper, and flatten it out like this. And then go ahead and stitch along this edge. Now cut the zipper off at each end. Now reach inside and turn it front side out. And when you're done, it should look like this. Now, I made this bag several different sizes, and I found it looked the best if your fabric was cut 6.5 inches by 8.5 inches. Now, if you're going to make these for gifts, something I suggest that you do is add a little novelty key ring, keychain, and these are some that I picked up at Walmart. This was in the craft section. They're just plain little key rings on it, and it has a lobster clasp, I believe, on these. And then this one and these were in the accessory area of Walmart, where they sell handbags and jewelry and scarves and things like that. So these make nice little gifts. They're very quick to make, and it makes it special when you add something like this to it. Well, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial and that you learned something new. Zipper bags are not difficult to make, especially like this. This is a great beginner's project. So don't be nervous about trying this. Just get a few little inexpensive zippers and practice on scrap fabric. Now, if you're interested in other beginner tutorials, please look below your YouTube screen for those video links. So scroll down to the description section, click on Show More or the down arrow, and you will see those links expanding. Now, don't forget to follow me on Instagram and check out my Facebook page. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time, and happy sewing! If you like the Sewing Room channel, one of the best ways to show your support is to subscribe by clicking on that red subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. And don't forget to click on share to share this video with your friends. And make sure you click on the bell so you receive notifications for all my new videos. I'm Cheryl, this is Manny, and this is Scotty. See you next time.